The next step is to define fixtures. So we must ask ourselves how our part will be fixed. So here we have two holes. So maybe it will be glued on this face. Maybe here we're gonna put some bolts. Maybe we're gonna do both. So we must know how we're gonna fix our part in the reality. So every body has 6 degrees of freedom, 3 translations and 3 rotations. When we apply a simple fixture, this stops the translation and rotation of the point, and the number of degrees of freedom of the body is reduced by 1. And if enough degrees of freedom are restricted, the body can stay in equilibrium in space. So if we have to solve a static problem and the number of the fixtures is equal to 6, the body is steady and the supporting loads can be found through 6 independent equilibrium equations. So we want to be sure that we simulate as much as possible reality with fixtures and loads. So to add a fixture, we can go here to Fixture, right click, and here we have some fixtures. So the fixtures are divided into 2 groups. We have standard fixtures that involves fixed geometry, roller slider, fixed hinge, elastic support, bearing fixture, and so on. And we have advanced fixtures. In this chapter, we're gonna look only at standard fixtures. So now first let's say a few words about fixed geometry. Let's click on the fixed geometry. And here we can see the animation that shows the behavior of this type of constraint. We have a green color, and this face is fixed. And the other part of the body can move under the loads. So now if we move our mouse here on our body, we can see that we can apply fixture to any faces, edges, or vertex that we want. And in our case, we want to simulate a bolt. So we're gonna put a fixture here inside, and on this face here. Like this. So it's like we have a bolt with a thread that is pressing this face here. We can also put a fixture here, like maybe this part is glued to the ground. But in our case, we won't use that. Here we have another tab, split. Let's click on the split. So as you know, before we start our study analysis, we had to prepare geometry of our model for loads and fixture. We can also prepare that here. So we can go to split, and here we can choose create sketch, and then we can create a line here, and we can use intersection or split surface here. But I suggest you to do that in advance. So let's click OK. We see that we have fixture fixed 1 here. And we don't see this fixture. We can go right click and we can go show. And now we see the arrow here, the blue arrow of our fixture. Let's right click on the fixture. We can suppress fixture, we can edit, we can copy, we can delete. Let's go edit definition. And here we have symbol settings. And here we can change the color. So if you don't like this color, you can edit color here. And let's go to red and OK. And now we have a red fixture. Let's go to fixture again, right click, and let's go to roller slider. So here we have animation, how it's gonna look like. So this fixture is applicable to planar faces. It sets to 0 the motion in direction normal to the face and allows free motion within the plane of the face, as you see. And here we have fixed hinge. Let's click on the fixed hinge. Here we have animation. This fixture enables the relative rotation of 2 cylindrical faces. It sets to 0 all translations and the 2 rotational degrees of freedom and frees only the rotation around the axis, as you see. Let's exit. Let's right click on the fixture and let's choose elastic support. Like this. Elastic support is used to simulate elastic foundations and shock absorbers. It is applied to faces and resists tension and compression. So as you see, you can apply to faces, surface. Let's exit. Let's go to fixtures. Let's go to bearing fixture. The bearing fixture is used to simulate the interaction between a shaft and another rigid shaft or the ground. So it can be applied to cylindrical faces, concentric cylindrical faces of smaller angles of the shaft, or to cylindrical shell edges. As you see, we can apply to faces, edges, surfaces, and so on. Let's exit. Let's go to foundation bolt. Here we can choose the type of the bolt which we want, and bolt is used to connect the component, solid body or shell, to the ground. We can also use a bolt in our case, but we're gonna use fixture because fixture is the most common. So let's exit, and here let's go right click, advanced fixture, and those one we're gonna look in the next chapter. So let's exit, and now we have defined our fixture. We have fixed one. You can change the name of the fixture by double clicking slowly here, and you can change the name if you want. Let's call it bolt, and OK. And now our fixture is defined.